So this verse for today is verse 23, and I read it with a little different mindset today, I have to admit. I know yesterday I talked about modesty in our appearance and how it matters because it's a testimony to the people around us. Verse 23 goes right along with that. It says, "Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land." And immediately at the very beginning of that verse, there is a reference, a center reference in my Bible, and it takes us to Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. And that scripture says, "A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness to his bones." Well, even though it's referencing our husbands and how he is known among the elders, I can't help but think that those elders, those same elders that know our husbands, also know us. The people around us, they know our husbands, but they know us. And I have to ask myself, what kind of a reflection, and I know this, we've talked about this in the past, but what kind of a reflection am I bringing upon my husband? Am I like in verse 4, where I'm the virtuous woman that's a crown to my husband? I'm known as a good woman, or am I the one that maketh him ashamed? That's rottenness to his bones, and that's a very sad state to be in. So as much as we want to tout our individualism, and let me rephrase that. There are those on social media who want to say that, we're two separate equal individuals and so on and so forth. I won't get into all that, but the fact of the matter is we are a reflection of him. And we could flip it and say he is also a mirror reflection of us. But the fact of the matter is we cannot change him. We cannot change his behavior. The only person that we are in control of is ourselves. And I tell my boys this all the time. I tell myself this all the time. When I get in a situation that I'm not sure how to handle, the only person I can control is me. And so, like I said, I'm looking at this thinking, yes, he is known as a good man among the elders, but what do I bring? What kind of reflection do I bring to him? People are known as a couple. There's that man, that's so-and-so and his wife. And we've all seen it happen. There's so-and-so and his wife. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen it myself. People have probably said the same about me. So the point I'm trying to make is here, we want him to be well known. I want him to be well known. I want him to be well liked. I want him to be a good reflection, and I want to be a good reflection, I should say, of him and what our family represents. And if you're not on board together, then I suggest carefully considering what changes need to be made. Those changes are critical. And maybe it's something that we've talked about earlier throughout the chapter, that maybe it's a change that needs to be made. I don't know. Only you can tell that. It's between you and God, and only you can make that decision on what you need to work on. I was listening to myself as I was moving my videos over, and I had mentioned on one particular day that certain situation, it was my weakness. And I thought to myself, Nettie, it might be a weakness, but what do we do when we are weak? We exercise. We try to overcome that weakness and we become strong. So whatever your weakness is, if it is a poor reflection upon your husband, only you can change that. Only God can help you make that change, and only you can make that decision. So I encourage you, you can do it. You can do all things through Christ. Just rely on him and he'll help you. So yes, we want our husbands to be well known. We want them to be respected, but that begins at home. So that starts with me. That starts with how I look at my husband, how I talk to others about him, how I speak to him in public, even just sitting at a restaurant, and how I talk to him, how I pay attention to him, how I listen to him, how I respond to him. It all reflects on him, and people will think better of him because of my behavior. So this is something that's very dear to my heart. I keep saying this. I find myself saying this every single verse, I think. But it is something that, I've had to overcome, was how I treated my husband. I'm ashamed. I was very young when I got married, and I'm ashamed when I look back at some of the things I said about him, some of the things I did, some of the ways I treated him. But God, he was gracious. He sent someone into my life when I needed it the most. And a family member of mine, she was so good and so gracious to her husband. And something within me resonated, and I said, I want to be like that. And I talked to her. She recommended a specific book to me, and I read it, and it literally changed me. It changed my life. All those days of trying to change him. And when I suddenly realized the problem was me. It wasn't him. It was me and my attitude and my behavior. And I truly believe the lessons that I learned within those pages saved our marriage. I don't know if we would be here today if I hadn't been willing to change, if I hadn't looked at the word and said, oh God, change me. I can't change him, but I can change me. And God came through. He helped me. And so that's why I want to encourage you and let you know he can do the same for you. This is one of those moments when I hope I can encourage maybe a young wife. Maybe you're not married yet. Diligently seek the Lord. He has his instruction booklet out there for you on how to treat your husband, on how to uplift him, and how to be a reflection, a respectful wife, a submissive wife, all those things that are required of us. They seem overwhelming and daunting, but if they do, pick one thing today, work on that one thing, and move forward. And once you overcome that one thing, there's the next thing. And it's encouraging. It's such a blessing to me to encourage you guys, because feel free to DM me if you want to know the name of the book. To be honest, I won't say it because publicly, because I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding the book, but it changed me. It's just simply one of those books that you get what you expect out of it. So it's nothing bad, nothing like that. It's just simply, if you look into it trying to critique it, you will find things wrong with it. But it's just one of those things. Spit out the pit in the cherry pie and continue eating. And so that's what I was able to do, because I was so desperate to change. And it pointed me in the right direction and helped me to overcome a lot in my life. So there you have it, verse 23. And I pray that it's been a blessing and encouragement to you today. It's a beautiful day today, and I want to encourage you to be the best Proverbs 31 woman that you can be. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. For those of you who commented this week, it's been a real blessing to me. I don't say this seeking further confirmations or comments, but it does encourage me and help me to keep going when I know it's blessing you. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.